Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Of course, Season 6 is coming up here very soon. Part 1 of the update for Cold War is going to be going live tonight, and then Part 2 of the update, the main part of the update for Warzone, will be going live tomorrow night. And with it, we know a ton of stuff is coming. Obviously, later on last week, we ended up getting the whole roadmap reveal and like the major content reveal for the season, showing off how we're going to have Warzone map changes with the whole stadium and downtown explosion. We're going to see the OG Gulag showers return, all that stuff that we've already covered. On top of that, we also know Season 6 is going to introduce a handful of new changes as well. We're talking bug fixes, different gameplay changes. So we're going over a handful of those that are already confirmed for the season today. And on top of that, we have some new leaks and rumors to discuss regarding the whole Vanguard integration and what the sort of scheduling and timing looks like for that, and some other stuff to expect once that ends up coming to Warzone later on this year. So as we go over it all, if you enjoyed the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Would be seriously appreciated. And of course, if you're new to the channel or if you have not already subscribed, we are on the road to 800K, and every single day we're always covering the latest news, intel, updates, loadouts, tips, and really everything else going on in COD. So if you want to stay up to date with all of that, feel free to hit that sub button and click that bell icon. That way you'll always know whenever I post a new video. So first up, as always, when it comes to any major seasonal update or any major update really in Warzone, we know for a fact we're going to have some new bug fixes and, other gameplay and quality of life updates added into the game. We currently have a handful of things that are being looked into that should be fixed here with Season 6. Nothing too crazy, but it is some confirmations that I wanted to bring up here. First and foremost, the airport wall breach has resurfaced recently. Raven has not made an official statement on this, but it's a repeat glitch, meaning that it should be fixed here relatively soon. Pretty much every single major update includes those fixed exploitable areas or different breachable areas on the map. So that's going to be sort of like a repeat update that we've seen before that should be implemented here in Season 6. So just a heads up, if you're around the airport area and you die suspiciously, watch that kill cam if you're lucky enough to get one. There's a chance it could be a player, abusing that exploit, but that should be fixed here with Season 6. Then also on the Trello board, we have a couple of different things that they're looking into, and they've also acknowledged these over on Twitter as well. The first one is the whole operator issue, where sometimes you can't select a specific operator in the menu. It just skips over their character for some reason, and you can't get it to actually select them. So that's being looked into. Then also the major issue specifically on PC right now is players are experiencing like this major FPS drop when they're on the menu. I think this occasionally happens on Xbox and PlayStation as well. But as a PC player, I know for a fact this is literally every time you boot the game, it's messing up on the menu where you go and switch tabs to your weapons or your operators or the store, and your game just tanks in FPS and it's super laggy. So they are working to fix that as well, and that should be updated here in Season 6 too. Now, two more updates that we know are going to be coming with the Season 6 update, because it's things that happen every single time we have a major update, is some weapon tuning and then also a loot pool update. First up, when it comes to the weapon tuning, obviously Raven's been doing a lot of this over the course of the last couple of seasons, really. We know they have this overall goal of trying to raise the general TTK and make the overall TTK a little bit slower in game, just so you have, more time to react in gunfights, weapons take a bit more skill to master, so on and so forth. While they haven't specifically addressed any direct weapon tuning saying, hey, this weapon is 100% getting nerfed, or hey, this weapon is 100% getting buffed, going off the fact that we know they are trying to raise that overall TTK, we can assume they're probably going to continue to work towards that. And currently there's a handful of weapons that have like those outlier TTKs, those anomaly TTKs that are still really good. For instance, the MG82 over range, despite being a bit harder to use, absolutely melts everyone. And the AK from Cold War is also pretty solid. So there's a solid chance we could see the general damage of the TTK nerfed on both of those weapons, either of those weapons. Not guaranteed, but just looking at the recent patterns, they've been nerfing a lot of weapons that have really good TTKs, and currently those are two weapons that have pretty extreme ones compared to some of the other main weapons in their categories. So we could see some changes there, but we know for sure weapon tuning is going to be coming. Then we also know the whole loot pool is going to be updated as well when it comes to ground loot and chest loot. For this one, I gotta say thank goodness, because the Season 5 loot was kind of just a steaming pile of trash, if I'm being honest with you. Like, the ground loot was not good. It just towers and magnums everywhere. Not a fan of that whatsoever. The chest loot also didn't seem like it was that great. So we are going to see some updates to that. Hopefully we have a better selection of weapons this time around, but we know for sure that'll be changing, because just like I said earlier, that happens every single season. Also, for what it's worth, one more in-game update that we know will be taking place is the end of the numbers event. This doesn't directly necessarily correlate with Season 6 because it's not bringing anything new to the game, but if you do want to get any of the rewards for the numbers event, whether that be the Psy Melee or any of the other smaller challenge rewards, either in Warzone or Cold War, that is coming to an end when Season 6 starts, so you only got a couple more hours to actually jump on and grind out those challenges. They're pretty easy, both in Warzone and Cold War, especially in Warzone, because all you got to do is go near the broadcast stations. But yeah, just a heads up, that event is coming to a close once Season 5 ends. Now, outside of what's coming with Season 6 directly, we also know, obviously, some really, really big things are happening towards the end of Season 6, or technically even during the middle of Season 6. And that, of course, is the Vanguard launch. November 5th, which is just about a month after Season 6 goes live, is going to see the release of Vanguard. Obviously, we're getting the new campaign, all of multiplayer, zombies. The integration, though, we know for sure is not coming right as Vanguard launches. It's not dropping in Warzone on November 5th, right? So there's been a lot of talk recently. Okay, well, when is the Vanguard integration going to happen? What's that going to look like? As of right now, we don't have any confirmed dates, so just a forewarning here. Take this with a grain of salt. It is simply leaks and rumors, but it is also coming from Tom Henderson, who is very credible with all of his gaming insider information. And he stated recently that it looks like we could be seeing Season 1 and also the Warzone and Vanguard integration happen towards the end of November, likely around the week of the 23rd. That's that sort of rumored date as of right now, which would make a lot of sense. It'd be very similar to what we saw with Cold War, where we got the initial launch of the game, by itself. All the focus was on multiplayer and zombies in the campaign. We have that to sit for a little bit, and then we get the integration, because frankly, it just doesn't make sense to, drop everything right at once, because then you're going to be splitting up a player base. For me, I love it because, one, when Vanguard launches, we can focus a ton of content just on that. We don't have to worry about everything being right there readily available in Warzone right away, right? Instead, we can all jump on the game, we can grind it out, we can learn it, we can level up weapons, max them out, be completely ready for the integration, and then towards the end of the month, towards the end of November, we'll have that integration update happen, and that's when all the Vanguard stuff is going to be added in. And when it comes to that, we obviously know we're going to get the whole engine update. That's when the anti-cheat is coming. That's when we should see the major engine upgrades for FOV probably coming to console, since we know that's going to be available in Vanguard, and since they're on the same engine, it would make sense to have FOV available on Warzone and Vanguard. That's when we could also see the major update to the Gunsmith, because we talked about this a few days back. We know the Vanguard weapons can have up to 10 attachments on them, and considering we're on the same engine, presumably we're going to have up to 10 attachments available in Warzone. And the more I thought about it, it seems like that really is going to be the case, because you got to think they're trying to make as much money as possible here. You know for a fact they're going to be selling store blueprints with 8, 9, 10 attachments on them, and they're not going to let you buy those and then not be able to use them in Warzone, right? Warzone is a massive moneymaker for the franchise. It just wouldn't make sense. So I would highly expect 10 attachments to become a thing in Warzone, which I'm still kind of nervous about and curious about, because I think that's like a little bit overkill, but we're gonna have to wait and see how it works. But then also on top of that, with the Vanguard stuff, we also have something else going on in the middle of Season 6, and that is Season 6 Reloaded. Despite the fact that Warzone is going to sort of be, second place to Vanguard in terms of focus come early November, it looks like the rumored and leaked date for Season 6 Reloaded is going to be November 4th, the day before Vanguard launches. So that could be a very busy week in terms of content. Of course, we're going to be getting, more information on this in the coming weeks. I would assume closer to the whole Halloween update, we'll get some more information on what's going on with Season 6 Reloaded. But for now, the coming weeks should be, very action-packed and content-packed, I would say. We got Season 6 coming up here in just a little bit. We're going to have the whole Halloween and the Haunting event coming up. Season 6 Reloaded, the launch of Vanguard, and then the Vanguard integration in Warzone, all within 2 months. So a lot of stuff coming. Stick it here on the channel for everything going on in COD. If you're new here, be sure to hit that sub button, or if you want to stay up to date with everything going on, we're always covering that all right here. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by dropping a like on it. It would be seriously appreciated, and it does really help the channel grow. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.